So, we will come back. Last week we have discussed a very important reaction named Stator reaction, and we said a very powerful transformation to accessing 1,4-dicarbonyl compounds, and also we have discussed couple of related examples, and I am sure that you will find this information very useful. We will continue our discussion based on the transformation based strategies as a main headline, but remember we are trying to put other related strategies like functional group strategies as well as starting material based strategies. We will try to explore the similar kind of problems. Here I will give you a problem whose structure is something like this. It is having a cyclohexane based compound, cyclohexanone rather, and then it is having a carbonyl functionality at one end, it is having a hydroxy functionality, and then in between it is having a long chain alkyl appendage at the one end, is having a pi unsaturation. The starting material I am not giving it, I am rather asking you that you cut short or make a disconnection so that molecule can be suitably made. At the very beginning I am trying to focus it on FGI or functional group based information, as I said. Now, this kind of FGI, if I do it, you will see the how much powerful is this FGI. This FGI is basically very straightforward, and why this FGI has been used? This FGI is logically very much feasible, logically very much feasible. I am saying I will be doing a FGI something like this, where we know the carbonyl is a delta positive, I am not talking about ampolong, and this end could be a minus as it is alpha 2 carbonyl. So, basically a intramolecular reaction can take place in reality if you have a, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5. So, means if you have a properly substituted 1,5-dicarbonyl compound, you can do a intramolecular displacement reaction. Now, this transformation, if you have a very close look, it is nothing, it is basically a Dieckmann type of reaction or Dieckmann condensation more precisely. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we will try to put the entire alkyl group as it is. Now, so this is a perfect example of a Dieckmann condensation. Definitely you have a regiochemistry issue, you could generate anion from here, you can get anion from here, that can be discussed little bit later on, but eventually if this compound was subjected to a base, you have a possibility that this anion will be generated and you do a Dieckmann reaction. So, Dieckmann reaction is a very powerful reaction, and once you get the Dieckmann product, the what is the Dieckmann product? Dieckmann product is basically your 1,3 cyclohexane dione. This entire group I am putting it as a R for sake of simplicity. Now, the target molecule is a 1 carbonyl is reduced. Okay. So, here is the trick, you can simplify or simple way you can do it by using sodium borohydride 1 equivalent. You can reduce the temperature, you can do a low temperature reaction, but that might not be always very successful, but eventually you can get some amount of product. It may not be very high yielding because carbonyl groups are symmetrically substituted, but definitely both the carbonyl groups have similar reactivity. The stoichiometry might play a role, otherwise you can selectively protect one carbonyl group, do the reduction here, and remove the carbonyl group. That is another issue. You also have other possibility, as the starting material was not given. So, starting material was not given means that your options are random. You can choose any random starting material, but the logic must be clear. Next time or next route, I will be giving you, I am trying to provide you another route, where I said that if I have a 1,3 dicarbonyl compound like this, and I will be choosing a electrophile which basically satisfied the entire thing. So, I will say this electrophile which is this electrophile, the starting material structure basically you can look it out based on this particular things. Now, I said if you have electrophile X, X is basically bromo or iodo. Now, this carbanion you can easily generate it because it is a 1,3 dicarbonyl system, and then you can do a electrophilic reaction. This in principle is fine, but sometimes probably this electrophile is sterically crowded due to presence of this geminal dimethyl. So, this reaction might not operate. I mean, this is theoretical possibilities, until unless you do in the lab you are not sure. So, still you can give it a try. The route 1 is trying to be a little bit positive approach, where you can do a Dickmann reaction, where route 2 could be a viable route, but eventually you have a little bit problem here when you talk about this electrophile is basically hindered electrophile, is a sterically hindered electrophile. So, you might have little bit difficulties, but eventually you are not sure that whether you will face a real difficulties or not until and unless you do this particular reaction. We will come back to a similar problem, which is basically we discussed earlier. If you remember the introductory section lecture, we have given you some retro quiz, and during this retro quiz we have discussed this problem. We said we will be synthesizing this target molecule is a bicyclic ketone, and we said sometimes you need a combination of transformation or multiple set of transformation, which is operative to access a target molecule. Now, eventually if you remember the earlier introductory sessions quiz answer, we devise a retro for this molecule is something like this. We said we will be doing a hydrogenation here, which is basically a simple functional group interconversion if you have this starting material. Now, we focused on that this compound in reality can be prepared from a anionic oxycope rearrangement, that was already taught to you, anionic oxycope. Fine. Next we go back, we said that this compound can easily be prepared by this reaction, this vinyl lithium is commercially available. This bicyclic ketone we said can be prepared by this nucleophile. This is already done. I am saying that this nucleophile is fine, or this dinophile. This dinophile is absolutely fine, but this dinophile is very expensive. This alpha chloro alpha acrylonitrile is very expensive. It's very expensive. I am trying to give you another alternative where you can use a vinyl nitro compound as an Diels-Alder dinophile. Now, how? The pathway will be very similar, and the transformation you are already familiar with. So, what you do? You take this diene and react with vinyl nitro compound. So, 4 plus 2 thermal cycloaddition, and you will basically getting the product. The stereochemistry I did not mention, but normally distillate cycloaddition always you will get end product in 4 plus 2. So, fine. Now, okay, you have another double bond definitely there. This will be definitely all the cases you will be having this double bond, because you need a anionic Oxykov rearrangement 1 2 3 1 2 3, yeah. So, this is the Oxykov network 1 2 3 1 2 3. So, everywhere you have this double bond, fine. Now, let me know whether you know this reaction or not. I am sure you know it, because we have talked about this reaction many times. So, if you just do a NEF reaction, you will be accessing this target. So, the knowledge of particular transformation is very important, and until and unless you are quite familiar with all this functional group interconversion or a single step transformation, and make sure that this transformation gives you this kind of functional group access. Your job is almost like 90% done, and that was the main crucial factor to memorizing all the synthetically useful transformations in your memory, and that will basically help you in a larger scenario. I will try to give you a very unusual transformation, which probably you will not find in any textbook, but that is very useful. But we will explain in terms of retrosynthetic analysis. What is it? We have a target molecule, something like this. The target molecule is given to you. Okay. We will do the retro. We will do a FGI based retro. The starting material I am not disclosing right now. We say this compound can be simply done by 1:2 elimination of a water molecule. So, you can, if you have a hydroxyaldehyde, you can easily make it. Okay. That was the main idea. And eventually, this hydroxyaldehyde probably you have to prepare in different way, but the transformation which I am now going to talk to you, it is a very unique transformation, and this transformation I am sure is not known to many of you. The transformation will basically will give you a starting precursor, which is a bromo compound with a 2 adjacent dihydroxy. The stereochemistry was basically given in this way. Now, once you do the forward pathway, probably things will be quite clear. Just now follow the conventional retro. This kind of compounds can be easily be prepared from the corresponding epoxide. Okay, epoxide. Now, these epoxides can easily be prepared from the corresponding allylic alcohol. Okay. And this allylic alcohol can easily be prepared by a Luce reduction, which all of us already know, and this compound can easily be prepared by this, and this can be now easily be prepared from this compound. Now, this is the starting material which were coming. This is named as dimedone, it is commercially available. As I said, this transformation, the whole sequence is named as Magnusson ring contraction. Magnusson ring contraction. We will try to explore the every detail of this particular reaction. Let us go one by one. Initially your starting material is dimidone. Dimidone is a very simple compound. Dimidone it treat with ethanol, it will be instantly tautomerase and forms the vinyl ether. This vinyl ether you react with lithium aluminum hydride. What you will get? You will basically get OH, OET. Now, subject to aqueous workup. Remember earlier cases when you hydrolyze the vinyl ether, it is very easy, and this case we just use the hydride nucleophile and then subject this vinyl ether to hydrolysis. It will basically will give you a water elimination and you will get a alpha beta unsaturated ketone, alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Now, if you see this is one of our starting material in our retro pathway, fine. So, now you do a Luce reduction which is already explained to you, sodium borohydride, sodium chloride. In principle you will get both the enantiomers, means this OH above or this OH below. You can basically take both the enantiomers depending on your choice. I will take only one enantiomers. Now, this compound when you subject it to MCPBA epoxidation, you will end up with hydroxy directed epoxidation. Now, this is a very interesting reaction. Normally, the stereochemistry can be explained through a chair type of geometry. We said the hydroxy is below, so it is having a this kind of geometry, and MCPBA is basically PH C double bond to OOH paracid. So, this hydrogen bonding with this paracid basically helps this particular electron deficient oxygen to deliver to this pi face of the double bond through bottom face. That is why you get the hydroxy is below, so epoxide will be below the plane. That was the main reaction. It is basically a substrate directed epoxidation, substrate directed epoxidation, and that will be given here. Now, if you take the OH above, say for if you have the another compound, then you will basically get the above epoxide. This is also another product depending on which enantiomer you start with. Okay. So, fine, we are now here. I am explaining how this Magnusson ring contraction takes place. Next step is lithium bromide opening. Now, lithium bromide is a nucleophile. It basically can attack the epoxide through a anti-transition state. Now, Br minus is a nucleophile and it will try to attack either from this side or this side. This side attack is much more facile because sterically less crowded. This side you have a hydroxy group. So, then you will get a product, this side epoxide is below. So, Br minus or nucleophile will attack from the opposite face. Opposite face attack means Br will be above. Okay. Opening of epoxide you will get the OLI and this stereochemistry is now OH. Fine, this is a 2-dimensional geometry. For this compound we will now draw a 3-dimensional geometry to explain certain things. We say Br is above, we try to put Br is bulky group in equatorial. Okay. This OLI is below, we will try to put in equatorial, and this 1 2 is cis. So, this OH is axial. So, this is the real 3-dimensional geometry. Now, this is O minus and all of us know 1 2 anti geometry, it will undergo a semi pinacol type of semi pinacol pinacolone rearrangement. Now, how this comes here, and this bond is this bond is anti. So, this entire bond will migrate, means that 6 member ring has been contracted and then bromine will knock down. So, it is a semi pinacol pinacolone rearrangement will takes place. Why is called semi pinacol pinacolone rearrangement? Because in the original pinacol pinacolone rearrangement you have a OH and OH, here we have a OH and Br. So, then once this reaction takes place, means that this red colored bond, or you can write it a green colored, this green colored bond will basically migrate. So, it will be open up and it will give you a 5 member ring. So, the 5 member ring, we will just write it in this way, this you will get a 5 member ring, and here your OH, and that this part you are having extra carbon, that will basically give you a CHO. So, which is nothing but your this compound OH and CHO. Now, you can simply do a water elimination to close the entire reaction cycle, or rather to say you can do a series of reactions together to finally come up with this potentially useful target molecule, and this reaction is named as Magnuson ring contraction. Now, as I said, this is not very popular reaction. This is not very popular reaction, is a reaction which is explored during the terpene synthesis, and this kind of aldehyde serve as a very good intermediate or very good building block for terpene synthesis. Now, Magnuson ring contraction is not a named reaction, but it is a very useful reaction, very powerful reaction, because particularly this Magnuson ring contraction you will be seeing we have learnt many reaction or many strategically useful reaction. What are those? Some of the reactions you already known, this kind of allylic transposition we are already familiar with. Now, what is that? We have explained it many times. If you have a diketone compound of something like that, you can basically fine tune this reaction to get this compound. Now, here we are not using any external nucleophile, we put R equal to hydrogen through a lithium aluminum hydride. Okay. Then we doing a Luce reduction, which is very useful reaction, which is a very useful transformation, and then C we are doing a substrate directed epoxidation, and this particular reaction basically we will be discussing when you talk about stereochemical strategies. Means now, for this particular case, when you talk about this Magnuson ring contraction, you are basically having two olefinic compounds, either this enantiomer or this enantiomer. We have taken out only one enantiomer for sake of simplicity. This one we have explained. Now, if you take this one also, similar kind of result you will expect. Only thing is you take this thing and then you will basically get the epoxide which is above the plane. I have explained the epoxidation goes through a hydrogen bonding directed method, where the depending on the stereochemistry of the hydroxy group you can basically think of that whether epoxide will be above or epoxide will be below. So, this is some unusual transformation which is named as Magnuson ring contraction, and I am sure this is bit unusual reaction, but this has a very nice implication. The next problem is again based on a similar kind of thing, but I will give you a molecule something like this. It is a 5-member molecule, cyclopentene based molecule. It is having a OH and CH2CO2H as a target. Retro, as I said, the retros are basically based on transformation, functional group as well as starting material in together. So, we will be trying to doing FGI. Now, see this is a hydroxy and is acid. So, which compound after hydrolysis give a hydroxy acid? My answer is lactones. Lactones, if you are hydrolyzing this in aqueous acidic or basic medium, you will basically get a hydroxy acid compound, no matter what is the chain this length. So, this information you need to keep in your mind. So, then you try to draw the lactone which will basically give you the this hydroxy acid after, and I figured it out. This could be the starting material. This could be the starting material which after hydrolysis will give it these things. Now, what is this? This is basically lactone, internal lactone, and now we will put on some more reaction, you can call FGA or FGI. This is also again a probably a name reaction which all of us I am sure is known. This is the reaction is basically named as Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. This Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, the transformation will be using it. Now, Baeyer-Villiger oxidation is a strategically very useful reaction where a migration towards electron deficient oxygen takes place, and the more substituted carbon basically migrates. Here if you see the more substituted carbon, basically both are similar, only thing is this is more substituted than this. So, this is more substituted, this is a secondary and this is a primary. So, this will migrate. Now, this compound you can easily prepare by a Diels-Alder cycloaddition which was explained earlier. You can choose this kind of dienophile or you can take altogether a defined dienophile. This chemistry was already explained to you, fine. So, this is similar kind of reaction you already talked about. So, this is a Diels-Alder transformation. So, to access this molecule you need a first cyclopentadiene as a diene, take either this chloroacrylonitrile or this vinyl nitro compound Diels-Alder. After Diels-Alder basically you have to remove this either Cl or Cn or this nitro by Neff reaction or other reaction. So, probably this will be a most direct way. You take this compound, take this nitro, get the Diels-Alder adduct, do the Neff reaction, will get the carbonyl, then do the Baeyer-Villiger oxidation which will basically give you the migration for more substituted carbon, and then you do the hydrolysis as desired to give you the target molecule. So, based on the target structure you can basically think of different strategically useful important reaction, and probably the next week we will talk about some more examples and some more strategies, more transformation. Till then, goodbye, have a good time.